What's up? What's happening? It is I, Les, also known as Forrest Joe, which is my artist name, and this is episode 4 of So Much Pain, a series of videos where I discuss the pain that I experienced, how it's affected my life, and how I've passed that pain to others in my life. The first 3 episodes, I touched on the pain I experienced from my father and my mother. It was definitely good to talk through that stuff because I've never really taken the time to process my own pain. Yeah, and it's a good thing that I have a background in clinical therapy. I've got a master's in social work with an emphasis in therapy from the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, where they teach you to find a way or make one. And I found my way to this video series. Before I get rolling, I am currently reading The Body Keeps Score. It's about trauma and how it affects us physically, mentally, socially. It's a dope book. It's not an easy read. I know the first few pages kind of punched me right in the gut because it talked about war trauma. And it's hilarious that I got this book from the last young lady that I was dating. And as I was reading it, I was like, I don't think she read this book because I think she would have been able to have a little bit more understanding of the trauma that I experienced. But that's not what we're here for. Let me get right into it. In this episode, it's going to be a good one. I can already tell because I will talk about the pain that I experienced with the mother of my children, my ex-wife, my baby mama. And I'm going to have to break this up. It might be a 3 parts. It might be in 3 parts. It might be 5. We'll see. Because there's a lot to unpack. So I guess I need to start at the beginning. And for the sake of keeping certain people in my life protected, I will be using aliases. But the people that see this, for those aliases that I use, they gonna know it's them because I think it's very important for people to know how you feel about them. That's how I view things. But all right, let's see. So I said before, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and that's where I met Mickey, who is my ex-wife. We met, I want to say May of the year 2000, right before I was supposed to graduate from high school. She is the cousin of one of my best friends. Actually, my longest friend. Pause. Nah, we've known me and my friend Ty. We've known each other since 6th grade. And so he introduced me to his cousin. She was beautiful. Like, he showed me a picture. And she was one of the most beautiful young ladies I ever seen. In my 18 years of living up to that point. So we got, the sound of the road nearby. Hopefully that doesn't distract me too much. But yeah. My bad. I lost a few brain cells from the war, so every once in a while I'll glitch out. But yeah, we met in May of 2000. First, we started talking on the phone, and all I could remember was her beautiful voice. Like it was like talking to an angel. A little bit about her: she was from the north side of St. Louis. Right around the corner from where Nelly shot his Country Grammar video. and she grew up in a two-parent household. She lived with her mom, her dad, and she had, let me see, count them up. Let's see, Ace, Bridget, yeah, she had three other sisters, and then she had two adopted brothers. And then I learned later that she also had a little brother that passed away when he was like 3. But yeah, it was cool talking on the phone with her. But her dad was very overprotective, so we kind of had to sneak and talk. And this is the days before cell phones, so we called each other up on that landline. And we talked and we talked, and we hit it off real quick through the phone. And then eventually we met up at an AKA cotillion. I was an escort for the cotillion. If y'all don't know, if you're not familiar with Greek culture, pretty much what is a cotillion ball is these young ladies who are sponsored by the AKAs. They raise money, and then they have escorts, which are young men that I forgot how I got connected with the program to do that. I definitely, it was probably through Ty, because we both had aspirations of being alphas. And so that was cool. The young lady that I escorted was beautiful. She was one of the Roberts daughters. The Roberts is a prominent family in St. Louis. They got a lot of money down there, so they're well known. But I really wanted to see Mickey, and so Ty invited her. I had an extra ticket, and she ended up sitting with my parents and my brother. So that was their first time getting to know her. And it was funny, the fact that even though I was escorting a young lady up there on stage, my eyes were fixated on Mickey because she was beautiful. So beautiful. Like, she had done modeling. Beautiful brown skin. I'm over getting stumbled over my words. That's how fine she was. She is. And she was slim, and she had some big old C-cup titties, baby. Yeah. But after the cotillion was over, we met up afterwards, and I was a nerd. I was real shy. I was real awkward. I was real goofy. And I remember hiding behind some plants or some shit, and trying to holler at her or whatever. And so I guess I made an impression on her, probably different from the guy she was used to in the city. And then after that, we parted ways. We still talked on the phone, but then one day I called, and her dad picked up. And that's when the trouble began. Her dad was like, "Don't call here no more." And I was like, of course, I ain't like confrontation at the time, so I hung up. So he called back and called my parents and told them to tell me not to call his daughter anymore. And so, of course, they relayed the message, and I was heartbroken. Yeah, it was, because I'd fallen for it quick. It wasn't hard at the time. I mean, love was real, but I guess due to a lot of issues with my mom with that love that I didn't feel like I got from her. If anybody showed me like some attention or show that they were interested in me, then I clung on to them. And so me and Mickey didn't talk that whole summer. I graduated from high school in June of 2000. And I interned at Arthur Anderson. I was preparing to go away to college at the University of Missouri Columbia. And I actually had a summer girlfriend. The first girl that I lost my virginity to. Yeah, her and I were smashing that whole summer. But then, before I was about to leave for college, I was all like, yeah, I'm about to go to college. And old girl, she was still in high school. She was 16. And I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna last. So I broke up with her. And before I left off for college, my homie Ty, he had a graduation / going away to college party. Because he would be staying in St. Louis, going to St. Louis University. And at that party, Mickey was there. And all those old feelings came right on back. I really hope my kids see this at some point, because I would like them to know that the love for their mom was there. But moving right along, we just, God damn it, distractions, man. But we're gonna get right through it. Yeah, we pretty much gravitated toward each other that night. We were outside. We, made out for a little while, and I told her that I planned on seeing her when my first break from school. I was like, I was going to see her. I think it was supposed to be the Gateway Classic. Yeah, the annual HBCU football game that would happen in St. Louis, where they would have the Battle of the Bands. But I was like, hey, I'm coming back for you. And so once again, we parted ways after that night. I don't know, even before that, she was like, you gonna keep in touch, right? You gonna write me all that shit? We still gonna talk? I was like, yeah. And then we ended up leaving that night. I did not want the night to end. Like, all the feelings were there, all the butterflies were there, all the love was there. But I had to go. And so I left for school. But when I got to college, I was not prepared at all. I had been sheltered, so I really wasn't ready for the real world and the freedoms that came with it. I tried to take too many credit hours in college, and I also had dropped out of the marching band. I was part of Marching Mizzou. But when I got there, I just felt so out of place. And the saxophone that I had in high school, that was my uncle's, and I had to give it back. And if you don't know, like, if you play an instrument, you develop a relationship with it. And losing that instrument, it's like breaking up with a love. And so me quitting bands. Oh yeah, when I got to the band, they ended up giving me a loaner instrument, and I was like, it was not a good fit. And me quitting band, I lost a big part of my identity, because I had been in the high school marching band for 4 years. And marching band gave me that structure. So marching band ended, and I tried to do school. I was not focused. I wasn't going to class. I spent all my time playing Mario Kart in one of my homegirls' dorm. Downloading music off of Napster and talking to Mickey on Yahoo Messenger. I tried to talk to other girls at Mizzou, but yeah, they weren't really feeling me like that. Yeah, they weren't giving me no pussy. So I was locked in on Mickey. And I did come back that Labor Day weekend, and we ended up we went to the Gateway class together, and we were up. We sat, I think one of her sisters came along, maybe, and then I think Ty was there. I forgot who else came with us. But we sat behind them, and we were just up in there in the stands just making out and playing kissy face. And, you know, she left a hickey on my neck. And I'll never forget, yeah, you're going to hear a lot of that. I'll never forget. But she had her favorite scent was strawberries champagne from Victoria's Secret. That was definitely her favorite scent. But even then, during our courtship, she didn't like the fact that I had lost my virginity already. Up until that point, I had sex with 2 other girls, and I ate one of them out, and she was not a fan of that. She definitely brought that up. And so after the Gateway Classic, ended up coming back home. No, went back home, then went back to school, and just school was going downhill. I was coming home too much, being super distracted, wasn't going to classes, and I told my parents everything was okay, but yeah, they weren't. And before when the fall semester ended, I sold all my books, and I used that money to get Mickey a Christmas present. I got her a lingerie set from Victoria's Secret and strawberries and champagne body spray. So of course gave that to her when I got back, and she was going to Rankin Tech for school to be for auto collision repair. Her mom didn't want her going away, so that's what she chose. And I got back home, and things, everything was good until them grades came back. And I never forget, hear my mom just yell out my name, and she's like, Wayne, which is my middle name. And she was not happy, and my mom made me feel like a failure for me flunking out of school. She was treating it like high school, put me on punishment, grounded me, couldn't go nowhere, and my options were limited. She was like, hey, you got to do something. And I could have gone back to Missouri. Yeah, she was not happy when we had to make that trip back to go pick up my stuff, because she was like, you could have told me this beforehand and we could have got it then. But I was like, I wasn't trying to deal with them consequences then. But we picked up my stuff, came back, and the school called me. I could have gone back, because I learned later, a lot of students flunked failed their first semester, because I even think them grades are horrible. I don't even think I passed freshman seminar. But when I got back, it was either go to school, join the military, and I went up to the recruit station, but yeah, I was too much of a bitch for that. I ended up telling them I had childhood asthma, and that disqualified me. And so I ended up going to Florissant Valley Community College for school. And I felt like a failure there. Because, the pedestal I had been put on up until that point, just being intelligent, being a smart kid, and just how things were viewed with college. We looked down on the community college kids. And then I was one of them. But I went to school. Really wasn't focused there. Was still trying to chase behind Mickey. And I needed my own money, because I was not getting it from my parents. So I ended up getting a job at Dave & Buster's. Yep, I was back there working in the game room. And so I'll go ahead and stop right there, just for a mark for myself, because I got to go back and look at these because I got to see where I stopped off. But yeah, we'll stop at Dave and Buster's. In the next episode, I'll go ahead and talk about working at Dave and Buster's, trying to maintain that relationship with Mickey. Just the struggle that it was, and then what else? Yeah, us getting married. So look out for the next episode. We'll go ahead and close it out with prayer. Heavenly Father, just thank you once again for a new day, a wonderful day. Thank you for your grace, your mercy, your wisdom. Thank you for allowing me to process my pain on this platform. I pray that anybody that is going through, especially men that is going through pain, that they're able to process it themselves so they don't hold it in, so it doesn't kill them. Thank you for that siren, Lord. And just thank you for everything you are, being the same yesterday, today, tomorrow. Thank you for being my source. May more people come to you, Lord, to see you as a source of balance and strength. The strength to be able to get through these struggles, these trials, and these tribulations. In your name we pray, amen. All right, that has been episode 4. Y'all be great, and I will holler at y'all later. Peace.